Hello everyone, my name is Rafiat and I am pleased to say this, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect chin chin, and these are the ingredients I'm going to use for this recipe, and as usual, they are readily available ingredients. You know how we do our things here, simple and straightforward. The first thing I did was to pass the dry ingredients through a sieve. The reason you want to do this is that it's going to get rid of lumps as well as make mixing and everything easy peasy. After adding the all-purpose flour, I also added some salt, some baking powder, some cinnamon and some nutmeg. You can choose to use just cinnamon or just nutmeg, but then I like my chin chin extra flavorful and I'm using the raw nutmeg. All I did was grate it and that was it. Then I sieve. The reason I prefer using the raw nutmeg is that I'm sure of the flavor. The already manufactured powdered ones, you can't really be so sure. So I advise you use the raw nutmeg. Just use your grater to grate it, and there you have it. Next, I added some margarine, and now it's time to mix. You have to mix the margarine and dry ingredients until it starts to get crumbly. But please note that when you're doing this, try as much as possible to get to the bottom of the bowl so that everything can be evenly mixed together. Now I'm going in with the eggs, the sugar and the milk. Again, stir together, combine, the whole process of making a dough come together. It's all about mixing, and I like to mix with my spatula first before continuing with my hand. And luckily, chin chin dough is not the kind of dough that needs too much kneading or too much handling. Just in about 5 minutes you're done with making the dough come together. So now what I'm doing is to form the dough. After that, I'm going to transfer to a surface and knead for about 5 minutes. You don't want to overwork your dough for chin chin. Just 5 minutes. Like I said, all you're doing for chin chin dough is to make it come together, nothing more. Now I'm just going to transfer to a bowl and allow to rest for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, there you have it. And the first thing you want to do is to sprinkle a clean flat surface with some all-purpose flour. This is going to make our job a lot easier. And transfer the dough to the surface and divide the dough into smaller parts because it's going to be easier to work in small pieces than as whole the way you're seeing it. I divided into 4 small pieces and I started to work with each one. And the first thing you do of course is to roll out the dough to a thin flat dough, not too thin and not too thick either. And after that, use a pizza cutter to cut off the rough edges. This is optional, but then it's going to make your chin chin have more uniform size and shape. You can do this with a knife, but a pizza cutter is way easier. Just the way you see it, just roll your pizza cutter and it does the job. You can choose to cut horizontally before vertically or anyhow you like it. The result is going to be the same thing. There are actually a lot of ways you can cut your chin chin, but this square method is my favorite. You can do the circle, you can do the strips, rectangle, basically anyhow you like it. And when you're making chin chin for batch, it's the same process. All you have to do with the measurements that I have in the description box is to multiply it. For instance, if you're making 10 cups, I'm using 5 cups here. If you're making 10 cups, just double the ingredients. The taste is going to be the same, the feel and everything. And let me say this as well. The more you want, the crunchier you want your chin chin, the tinier you make the squares. When the squares are big, they are not going to be so crunchy. So if you like yours very crunchy, make sure the squares are not extra large. In addition to that, if you want your chin chin extra crunchy, then you have to skip the eggs or add less eggs. After the first batch of cutting, this is what we have. As for the extras, which I cut off from the edges of the dough, all you have to do is knead again and cut, and you have your chin chin. Now let's go ahead and do the frying. I'm frying on medium heat. Please, medium heat. When you fry your chin chin on high heat, you find out that before you close your eyes and open them, your chin chin, you don't burn. So please avoid high heat. And when you fry on very low heats, they end up becoming soggy, and trust me, you don't want that. So another important thing to know when frying chin chin is that you have to stir them continuously so that they get evenly fried. Ordinarily, frying each batch takes between 5 to 7 minutes, and that's it, you're done. I love how the chin chin feels. It's, between extra crunchy and soft, just the perfect feel, just the perfect chin chin. Now you have to wait for it to cool down for about 10 minutes, and unfortunately, this is like the longest 10 minutes ever because I can't wait to start munching. And there you have it, guys, how to make chin chin the easy peasy way. Please guys, subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment, turn on the notification bell and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you next time. Bye.